You're my way.
Afternoon, Ethan. Thanks very much for your interest in the job.
No, thank you for having me.
That's great. If I could just start off by asking, what about the job interests you?
I've been watching movies for a while. My father brought me into the classics of the old 70s and 80s, and I took an interest in it. And ever since about 8 or 9, I've just been going to the theatres a lot.
Right.
Today I'd be going to the theatres every month I can
Yep.
to go see whatever new movies come out.
Right.
And today we're getting in better films and I love Hoyt, I love the environment, the food and that, and I've been going for so long I thought I might get a job there.
Okay,
Fantastic.
so what kind of role do you see yourself as doing?
I'm willing to start from the ground and just clean up and help out in that. I would hopefully be allowed to work on the film, switching out the cartridges and changing the films and all that from section to section. Also, I'm willing to help work in the customer areas, so that's where you would be working with food and the popcorn and the tickets and just interacting with customers, and if any customers have questions of what films in there. Usually before a film comes out, I look through details and that on a few websites to see how they are and how they run in America before they come to New Zealand, because that's just what I'm interested in. It's like my passion, and that's just my hobby.
You mentioned there in the opening to me that you love Hoyts. What do you know about Hoyts?
I know that Hoyts is one of it's probably New Zealand's biggest film, how do you say it, movie theatres. It's been around for a long time. I wouldn't know exactly how long.
Right.
I've been going to Hoyts for a long time. I even did try reading cinemas at one point, but the Hoyts has changed a bit, and it's like bringing back in there. I love the food. I love the big screens. They've even got the extreme screens, and they've brought improvements in there, and they keep growing, and it keeps making it better. And Hoyts has just been New Zealand's top up there. It's always been up there.
Good.
Okay, I see you've got an extensive work history. You've done all sorts of different things. So you've worked at Sleepyhead and you've worked at Court Theatre and also as a delivery person for a pharmacy. In those roles, do you think that's given you some skills what skills have they given you that you can then apply to the role?
Between the Court Theatre and Sleepyhead, you were working in a team environment. Both were technical. You could say you were working on the floor. It was like a factory floor. For Sleepyhead, it was just moving beds and replacing bits in there. For the Court Theatre, it's setting up lights, and you need good coordination, you need good skills in there, and you need to be able to work in a safe and quick environment to produce what you need for the time that it needs to switch. So for the Court Theatre, you have to switch from theatre, so they'll have one play and you've probably only got about a week to change everything to the next one, so the coordination needs to be on bang on. With Sleepyhead, you are pushing beds, you've got to move beds in there, and you've got to replace it, and you've got to put parts, and you've got to build it, and it all takes this long process before the bed is made. And the whole factory is a coordination of you going to place, asking for this, asking for that. It's just, it's a real fast environment.
Okay, so with Hoyts, if you're going to be dealing sort of frontline, you're dealing with people.
Yep.
You've got people coming and asking you stuff. How would you deal with a situation if somebody's not happy with something that's happened?
I think I would deal with it as best as I can to try and calm them down at first and try and get the full story with them. If I was not being, if I couldn't help them, I would almost want to take it up a bit higher to either who's supervising me or the manager and try to get them into helping, because if they leave unhappy, it could bring down the company and they could put the words out, and the internet is becoming a very dangerous place. All it takes is just one comment and the company could have a bit of a downfall, and it could lead to losing money and employees.
Okay, that's a good answer. Okay, I see here you've got what you do when you are bored. What kind of stuff do you do to keep yourself entertained outside of work? And stuff?
Outside of work, I do sport. I try to keep myself out of the house. For a while I isolated myself just with movies and a few music videos and that, just watching them. But I've played sports since I was 5, so that keeps me fit in that and keeps me outdoors. It also helps me interact with new people that you don't know, new teammates and new coaches and just a whole new experience. Trying new sports, that's another thing. But mainly movies, sports and music and just very basic things, not really high out there.
Realising that we're looking for an applicant for the job that you've applied for, what would you say, how would you sum yourself up as the strengths, the relevant strengths that you as the individual have? What are your strongest points?
Is this, what do you mean, like for the job or just as in personal?
As the person at this time, as the person, how would some people describe Ethan, if I was to ask?
I have had a lot of people describe me as encouraging. A few years ago, I won an award for Best Supporting Player of the Year. So in my hockey team, I brought the team up, and it gave them the potential to go for higher. Even though we didn't win the season, we still made a good impact between the team, and we kept them together.
Yep.
And that year I left, but the team won next year with everyone knowing each other.
Good.
So I've been told I'm very happy. I help people. I'm willing to help if they ask.
Yeah.
I'm willing to be there. I have a saying where my dad and I have a saying where we leave no man behind.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had to be the last guy to be on the back line just to help a guy, that would be me. I'm willing to do that, break the rules just to help a person.
So that's great. So that tells me a little bit about what do you think then on the other side of that, the flip side, would be your weaknesses? What is something that you've got to work on? Or you've
My weakness would be interacting with people. I'm still very nervous. I have a very unhealthy trust issue sometimes between people. That's because I overthink people, and I've seen probably too much on TV to believe that the world's just a bit too dangerous. That's in me, but actually the world is much safer than we know. It's just I have a very hard trust issue problem, and I'm trying to fix that. So trying to go out more, trying to work in these environments would be a better experience.
Brutally honest.
That's very honest. And in terms of your career, where do you imagine yourself being in 5 years' time from now?
Well, I wanted to be a film director. I was so passionate about movies, I wanted to be a film director. But I realised it just started to fade away. But I found another way. I found a passion here at school, which was in photography this year. And I looked into the film industry, and they always want a photographer. They need photographers, cinematographers, people that just hold the camera. And I said, I like that. This year, in 10 weeks, I pulled an excellence portfolio of photos and that, which I've never done. And I was really happy, and they looked cool. And I started Googling things and looking at photos and just understanding. I saw what the filmmakers did with the photographers, and I thought, that's something I would like to do, a passion in the film. I'm still in where I like to be, in a position, and it opens the door for other positions to see firsthand of how directors, because a lot of, in the film industry, you get guys that start from one job, but they do multiple roles in other ones.
Right.
And it just opens the door if you were to work in there. Just start from one position, you could just gain skills for the others.
For me. Is there anything you want to know about Hoyts? From me, is there any questions?
I would like to know if Hoyts does relocations, because there's a few Hoyts in Christchurch. If one Hoyts was starting to fade away and lose employees, and one was getting a bit bigger, would we be move employees to other places? Because some places I might not be able to get to, or I have to drop something to do it, which I hopefully wouldn't be able to, but hopefully not to, sorry. But yeah, just wondering.
Well, we certainly have a philosophy looking after our staff. So if you're a valued staff member, an employee, and there were opportunities in other places, we'd be probably very interested in relocation.
Okay, no.
Okay, any other questions?
Actually, I do. What type of hours do you guys work? I've been told that sometimes employees left the job due to the hours they work. Some of them have worked till 2 in the morning. They'll start at like 6 in the afternoon and work a nighttime shift, but they're working till 2 in the morning.
Well, it sounds like you've got a fairly good knowledge of Hoyts as it is, and then you'll know that our times are staggered as to what it is. So we certainly have, and when we're employing, we have an experienced staff member with a junior or a new member so that they get to understand what's required.
Oh, yeah.
So it's rotated, it's a rostered, so we really have a 3-week roster where it can be afternoon shifts, evening shifts and night shifts.
Oh,
And
okay.
it works in with what, and we're flexible because we realise it's part-time and realise you've got other commitments that are outside of your job. So that's all about having discussions and then making sure you're working with the people that are doing the rosters.
Okay then.
Alright, no, well, I think we.
How's that?
That's good. No,
Excellent.
Good, well, mate, you did very well.
cheers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good effort.
good, good. So we've got one to go. Are you able to find that young